Good evening, my cherished settlers. Gather close and lend me your ears, for today we embark upon a journey of abundance and craft, one that shall enrich our lives and fortify our community. It is my duty and honor to guide us toward prosperity, and with the steadfast labor and unwavering spirit, we shall achieve greatness. In the verdant pastures that stretch beyond our homes, we shall introduce the gentle flocks of sheep, whose wool shall clothe us in warmth and comfort. These noble creatures shall become a symbol of our industriousness, their fleece spun into fine garments that speak of our skill and dedication. Let us tend to them with care, for they are a gift from the land, and their bounty shall be our pride. But our endeavors do not end with the woolen thread. In the heart of our settlement, we shall kindle the fires of a new craft, beer production. With the golden grains of our fields and the pure waters of our streams, we shall brew a beverage that brings joy and camaraderie to our hearths. Let the frothy ale flow, a testament to our unity and the fruits of our labor, as we raise our mugs in celebration of our shared journey. And as we gather in fellowship, let us not forget the humble loaf, the bread that sustains us and binds us together. We shall expand our bread production, ensuring that every table is graced with the nourishing staple that has been our companion through trials and triumphs alike. The aroma of freshly baked bread shall be a beacon of hope and a reminder of our resilience. Together, we shall weave a tapestry of abundance where sheep, beer, and bread become the cornerstones of our thriving community. Let us embrace these new ventures with open hearts and willing hands, for the legacy we build today shall echo through the ages, a testament to our courage and our vision. So let us set forth with determination and joy for the future of Namatine. Heyo and welcome to another episode of Build&Battle Season 3, where we will build a beautiful medieval city while battling off famine, mutiny, and the bitter cold. In the last episode, we began our first bread production lines in Namatine Fields by constructing additional fields, a windmill, communal baker, and then we constructed a means to transport those goods over to Old Namatine. We also constructed our church and redeemed our first development point to continue the progress in Namatine Fields. So if you happen to miss the last episode, then click on the info card above, or if you're looking for a new Manor Lords series to binge watch, check out the entire Build&Battle Season 3 playlist located in the description below. In this episode, we will continue to expand our food giant district by introducing meat and wool production through sheep, as well as beer production, which we will export to Old Namatine. Finally, we will continue to expand our fields with a second bread production line using our fields, windmill, and communal oven to increase our production rate. So are you enjoying Build&Battle Season 3? If so, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you're most excited to see in the upcoming episodes. If you can't wait to see the season unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't miss out on our Build&Battle Season 3 merchandise linked in the description below. Alrighty, I'm wicked excited to expand our production lines today. So grab your beverage of choice, kick back, and please enjoy. Today, I would like to start our constructions by introducing another food source to Namatine Fields, specifically sheep. Now, this district is named Namatine Fields, and whilst it is known for its vast farmlands, sheep will play an essential role in the district by providing fertility to the soil. Since we are going to expand our development points into fertilization and sheep breeding, I figured we might as well capitalize on the other production lines sheep provide us, such as meat and wool. Therefore, we will start today's constructions with a livestock trading post, weaver's workshop, and some pack stations. This may be overkill, but I want to construct one pack station for the meat exportation, while the other one will be for the wool exportation, both to Old Namatine. If you recall, Old Namatine has ample production lines for wool and clothing, so I thought this would give the wool, or let me rephrase that, I thought giving the wool to Old Namatine and taking back some clothes would be beneficial. Probably inefficient in comparison to just producing the good in the fields itself, but, you know, aesthetics. The second pack station will simply move food over to Old Namatine, as that district has been teetering between hangry and starving for quite some time, as it has a 1,700 person population. So today we're going to start the construction with a livestock trading post, and I would like the current building theme of clustering a few buildings around each other amongst the fields to continue. So let's wiggle this on in and enjoy the construction before moving on to the weaver's workshop. Next, let's start our wool production with a weaver's workshop, and I think I would like to cluster this one next to the livestock trading post, or at least as close as possible. I really liked the little modular build we constructed in East Namatine with these buildings, so I find that they kind of just go well together to create a nice little aesthetic modular neighborhood. I would also like to get some dedicated logistic buildings in this area for our meat and our wool. So I'm going to construct one storage house and one granary. I'll also probably try to wiggle in about 6 market stalls so the storage workers can sell their goods and keep the production lines going. I will not immediately upgrade these logistic buildings as I cannot imagine the fields producing and storing more than 250 wool and meat respectively. If the game surprises me, we will upgrade the building, but again, I doubt we're going to have more than 250 units of each good. Up next is our meat production. In the background, I have been upgrading our burgage plots in the fields to level 2 as we need it for the regional wealth for our king's tax, as well as the artesian upgrades these burgage plots allow us. So let's come on in and let's build in one of the butchers so we can start converting our sheep into meat for exportation via the pack stations. Finally, let's cluster in our burgage plots and 2 pack stations so we have additional workforce to employ all these new production buildings and we're able to export our goods. For the fields, I have been trying to create a variety of burgage plots focusing each backyard on a chicken coop. However, I think these backyards will focus on pig pens instead to help supplement the butcher shop we just constructed. We already have built a few burgage plots just to organically build in this modular area, so let's see how many more employees we need to finish off our housing constructions, with that number dictating the remaining amount of buildings. I'm a silly little goose, and I was sitting here wondering why we could not convert our sheep into some wool, and it's because I realized we forgot to build the sheep farm. So, while we are waiting for everything else to build, let's construct that as well, really quick, and go back to our time lapse to watch it all build up. Next, as a part of the fields being our major farmlands district, I want to take advantage of the better fertility to boost our beer production, as this has also been a bit of a struggle in Old Nomentine and the other districts simply due to the poor fertility and the fact that we cannot boost the fertility beyond its base level with fertilization. Which still bothers me a little bit, but we'll work with it for now. So, what we will do in this area is construct another farmhouse focused on the barley fields, a specific granary to store the barley in, a malt house, and then some burgage plots with one backyard designated as a brewery. We will also then construct a pack station near the brewery as to transport the beer over to Old Nomentine, as we really do not need it in the fields, as we really won't be upgrading the fields beyond level 2 burgage plots. So I would like to start by constructing the new farmhouse. This way we can use the farmhouse as an aesthetic anchor point to construct the fields and the rest of the buildings around to create a nicer aesthetic and rural design. Next, I would like to designate a specific granary to the barley production. We may upgrade this logistic building depending on how many units are produced throughout the production line, such as how many units of barley are harvested per field, how much malt, and how much actual beer is produced. Next up is the malt house, and I think I will space this one out a little bit so we can stagger some housing in between the production buildings. This should hopefully add a little bit of variety between the buildings and create some diversity in the decorations of this area as well. Next, let's also get a few homes in here to help bolster that workforce, and we will assign the families specifically to the production buildings in this area for efficiency. Now with the major buildings in place, let's wrap several fields around this area, trying our best to keep the fields within the green fertility areas. I think ultimately I would like to have 8 fields each at one Morgan. However, for now we'll build just 4 and expand our barley farm later on. Alright, now let's upgrade one of the buildings to level 2 and construct that brewery. And I think I would like to pick one here, kind of in this area, just to keep it up to date with our current theme of trying to cluster all the production in the same area. Okay, now for a little something special. I want to try and keep the pack station as close to that brewery as possible to try and almost make them look as if they're fused together and the brewery owns the pack station itself. Next, I would like to increase our bread production by expanding on our existing emmer farm. Namely, I would like to create 4 more fields, each at about 1 Morgan in size, so that we can have all 8 employees at the farmhouse working on a field per year. We will also then bolster our housing for the farmhouse so we have these settlers for the job positions, and I will probably construct another pack station so we can move some more bread over into Old Namateen. So let's start by placing in the rest of our fields, stretching the fields close to the forest line if possible to create a bit of an aesthetic and a natural cutoff. This way, it's imaginable that the land was cleared up to this point to create the field and simply hasn't been expanded on yet. Next, let's create the pack station, and honestly, I'm not entirely sure what we should even import from Old Namateen in exchange for the bread we will export over. And I suppose this is when I'm going to get on my rant again about the lack of trading mechanics amongst our own districts. I did think it would be nice, however, if in future patches conquering a new area of the map integrated it into our larger district. So instead of Old Namateen, Central Namateen, and East Namateen, kinda etc., that all function independently, conquering a new territory simply expands the land and borders of Old Namateen. I think this would work in a Rise to Prosperity build, as it would be one larger area you have to manage, which honestly could be challenging, especially given the challenges of keeping a 1700 population settlement happy. And I mean, honestly, which we're kind of struggling with a little bit right now with Old Namateen. And if you are going to play a Baron or conquering game, then you have to destroy the manor house in the territory. Ultimately, that manor house should be pretty bolstered, especially with some of the patches coming out that allow for stone walls, etc. And I can only imagine what is more to come in regards to that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on this concept down in the comments. Do you think that would be something plausible in the game? Alrighty, and before we wrap up today's episode, let's squeeze a few more burgage plots throughout our fields so we have some additional farm hands to work our new emmer fields. And I have really been enjoying clustering some of the burgage plots near the production sites, as I find this creates a really nice variation and a rather beautiful build. Therefore, we will stick to this method of building for now. Alrighty everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on today's build. If you're excited to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. And don't forget to check out our Build and Battle Season 3 merchandise linked in the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.